helps with the boon uptime, and you can support the kiter with the boon uptime a little bit, right?
Sure.
Hello.
Hello, Space Cat. Thank you for filling. You have a strong preference as to what you want to play?
I play DPS, if it's
Okay.
alright.
Then, Dragonweed, is that personal voice? Okay. Okay, which one are you? Just to know. Nunu King or? Okay. Do you have a strong preference between DPS or boon DPS? Okay. Then Butters, strong preference DPS or boon DPS? Okay. Then we have sub 1 DPS, sub 2 Q heal tank plus ADPS, sub 3 Q DPS and A heal kite. I have opened an instance. And come in. Then I need to check one more time, like how new we are. So, Le Lion. Are you new to it, or you just don't have KP.me, or?
Not really. Just new into this raid.
So this is new for you, okay. And Nunu King, is it also new for you? Okay. So we have a fight here. Oh, English is okay, I hope. I can speak other languages, and we can use Google Translate if it is a problem. Language should not be a barrier. So tell me if it is not clear. Don't worry about it. We all speak different languages, so we try to find somewhere a middle ground where we can communicate. So if you don't understand, just because English just doesn't matter, just say it. Just say it. We'll try to communicate. That's important. That annoys me more than other things. If you don't tell me if you don't understand. Okay, then I also need to ask if you can see colors, like green, orange, stuff like that, because I will be referring to colors. And if you cannot see colors because you have some eye condition, then I cannot use those words, right? And when I was a bit younger, I was a bit annoyed when people didn't get what I said. And then I said to someone, are you colorblind or something? And they actually were colorblind. So please tell me if that is the case, so I can adjust that. Okay, I mean, so happened to me before. And another thing that has also happened to me before is that people do not know what these symbols are called in English. So I hope you know what these symbols mean, because I had to explain this also in a raid. I thought people know what arrow, circle, heart, square, etc. is. Apparently not. So if you don't know what they mean, also tell me, so I can just very quickly establish the vocabulary for the training. Sounds silly, I know, but it has all happened before. That's why I'm asking. Okay, I'll give you like 5 seconds to respond. Then I will continue with the actual training. But these preliminary things I'd like to have cleared out, because all of this happened after like 20, 30 minutes of deliberation. And then finally they say, hey, I don't know what it meant. And they're like, bruh, why didn't you just say? Okay. Wonderful. Very good. So then for the new players, this is a raid like any other. So you will find the same similarities as is orange is bad, red is bad, green is normally good. So nothing new here. Anything that is intuitive, you can assume I will not say. So I'm not going to say avoid orange. I'm not going to say don't stand in front of the boss. I assume you know already. If there is something that is counterintuitive, something that is against logic, then I will tell you, because that needs to be understood. Okay? So we can skip some parts of explanation and go straight into it. Then, here we are performing a ritual to put Doom away in a box. We are not killing, we are just containing jailing Doom. We are doing this with NPC, and every time we play with NPCs, you will have to make sure they survive. Like when you play with Glenna in Escort, she needs to live. When you play Daimos with Saul D'Alessio, he needs to live. Right? All of that also applies here. There is a mechanic that will one-shot those NPCs. We call them green mechanic in easy language, right? It is done by specific players, and they will do that over the course of the fight, right? If it is not done, it's game over, okay? And it's a difficult skill to learn. It's not something like go stand in that green and it's done. No, it is more than that, and it requires practice. And the people that are doing it already kind of know, so therefore I will not explain that too much. Just know that there are 3 people doing a mechanic that is reoccurring throughout the entire fight. Okay? Otherwise, you need to think of the fight in 2 aspects. One aspect is dedicated to keeping the Reapers alive. Every time somebody does a green, every time you kill a trash mob, every time the kiter is running around with the golem, it means they are trying to keep Reapers alive. So keeping Reapers alive will not kill the boss or contain the boss. We also need to weaken the boss, DPS the boss, to make him weak enough so we can put chains on him, to put him away. So while we are doing that, the boss is not a golem. The boss will fight you back. And every time the boss does something to you that makes you go away from him, makes it more difficult to DPS him, we are talking about a mechanic. Right? So when he's doing auto attacks and some random AoEs on the ground, that's not a mechanic. It's just some, attacks. You can still DPS the boss during that. But every time you kind of are forced to go away from the boss, we consider it a mechanic. And you need to master 4 of them, right? And that's that part we are going to focus on. DPSing the boss while there are 4 mechanics happening throughout the fight. And that will be the focus of today's session for the 2 new players. The more seasoned players with KP, they are learning some or trying out some new positions, as in they are now tanks or kiters. They already know the mechanics, but they still need to find out how am I going to best play this fight in this role. Okay, so we will see how it goes. I will explain what happens as we go, so you can see what's going on rather than imagine from my words. Okay, are there any questions? Des questions, Fragen, preguntas, вопросы? Then I'll put it right here and we get started. We usually start here on EU servers, on NA servers. They sometimes start on the other side. I don't know why. It's more annoying for the kiter that way. But for us, on EU, this is better. Better for the kiter. Yeah, I'll back it up for you. I forgot who was DPS Green 1, but I already put that in my brain. So I assume Green 1 is still the same person that mentioned it. Okay, as you can see, we start the fight with killing trash mobs. So this is the so-called pre-event. It's not particularly interesting. The only thing you need to know, skeletons are a big problem. They do a lot of damage, and you see 2 hits and the player was downstate. It will do the same pretty much. Not quite us, but pretty much the same to the Reapers. The NPCs we must keep alive. They don't have a chance against these skeletons. So whenever a skeleton is there, you need to stop everything, go kill skeleton. Okay. Let's figure out who was Green 1 who originally offered it. Let me scroll up. I mean, I can also do it, but then I need other person to do it. He was originally Sprout offered, but now Sprout is tanking. So
I can do it.
Thank you. You can start right away without ready check. Right. So skeletons are a big deal. So what do you do when there is a skeleton and there's not very much you can do because alone it takes a long time for you to deal with it? Make it blind. If it is blind, it cannot hit. So if you want to gain a few seconds, maybe there's an emergency, people are not reacting, you have something that gives blind, put blind on it and it cannot hit. Or it will miss every time. That is for a couple of seconds. You can win a few seconds with it. Then these messengers, these golems, you see they have an orange AoE. You can assume that it hurts. They will follow the player who attacks them first. So if they spawn, you attack them, they will follow you. Huh? And they will follow you for 15 seconds and then they will die. And if you observe them, you can see this happen.
Oh, you're breaking. Okay.
Then, in a few seconds, the first person gets the special action key bomb. So Butters has the first mechanic we see. It's called the bomb. It is like any bomb, it will explode after 13 seconds. There is also a special action key with it, with which you can explode it. So regardless if you let it run out or if you press the key, 3 seconds later the next person will get the bomb. Okay? Normally we say, in most cases, we do not press it, like the lion just did. You wouldn't press it like that. Right? Normally you wouldn't do that.
I guess we are fucked.
Yeah. You would let it. You would let it run out. Don't forget your green there, Sprout. That's yours on heart.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Right.
Oh.
Like arrow circle heart 1, 2, 3. That's your first.
Yeah.
Okay. You can just start when the last person is inside. Yeah, so the special action key, normally you don't really need to press it. You can at a safe distance. So you are very close to the group and then people take a lot of damage. Right? The more far you are, the less damage they take. It means that most cases people run very, very far because they know, yeah, I need to be very far, otherwise my colleagues will die. They forget that we give protection. When you have protection, you don't need to go very far. So you ask me, what is very far? Very far is on other end of the room. That's not necessary. It's way too much. If you want to go safe distance, it's like the distance between two markers, like from arrow to heart, that is enough, right? If you have good protection uptime, distance between arrow and circle or circle and heart is enough. So it depends on...
On your mini-map, you have this pogo bar. Everyone within the circle takes damage.
Yeah, don't never mind that circle thing on the mini map. You're never ever gonna go that far. It's absolute waste of your DPS. If you're honest with yourself, you only care about your DPS. And the farther you go, the more opportunity cost in terms of DPS loss will you incur. It means your DPS will look bad if you go to the other end of the room every single time you have a bomb. Use the fact that we give boons and make the best out of it. So when you have a bomb, you don't need to go to the end of the world. It's enough to go at a safe distance, as much as necessary. Okay. These bombs can be used. Sometimes you will have to use them, and I will explain at a later stage of the fight when and why. But for now, this is everything that's happening in the pre-event. You see the bombs, you see the kiter doing the kite thing. And then you can also see now that all the trash mobs are going to Dar for some reason. That's how the game is programmed. So 1 spider is not that big a deal, but 20 spider, it is a big deal. So if you have nothing to do and you're waiting anyway, you can just put some AoE DPS on Dar without losing time on the boss, obviously. You didn't take the skeleton. You can GG. Was that you there, green one?
What?
You were doing the green one?
Yeah, yes, I also took big ops, so...
Then explain the thing on.
I don't know,
We also offer private trainings for greens. I spent 1 hour with you alone here, and we repeat. You can start.
Hey.
Hey, focus.
Any streams?
Any particular PoE you would like?
Some DPS player?
Okay. Would a DPS player like to stream or should I? Voila. So you'll find when you do this fight that people tend to go to the same places with the bomb. So the first person will get the bomb, and it's very traditional to go towards circle. That's where I was standing just now. And then you just wait for the bomb to run out on you. Players that return from a green, like when I'm going to come down now in a few seconds and you are there with the bomb cannot hit me. I'll be fine. That's a nice side effect of doing a green. Generally speaking, the universal statement about the bomb is you need to go somewhere where you don't bother anybody. It can be here, it can be there. It means that every time you have a bomb, you check your situation. See if some of your colleagues are there. Maybe they need to rest someone. Maybe there is a kiter. Maybe there is something happening with a additional trash mob. Then obviously you need to react accordingly, right? I cannot tell you always go here, always go there. It depends. There are some places where it's forbidden. So you can stay in the corner here. Yes, just stay there. Very good. Wait it for finish. And if you want to do a nice thing for the group, you could say, I'm going to put some AoE on the trash mobs. Or you can just come back to the group. Both is fine. Mostly people just come back to greet DPS. They want to have boons, right? And at this point, people tend to stack. So boss fight, nothing special. Everything you already know. Boss is very slow. So even if you're in front of the boss, you can avoid the auto attacks very simply. As a tank, you must make sure that you stand as close as possible to the team, not at the tip of the arrow, because your boons will not spread very far, and if you're very far away from the group, you will not get any boons. Bombs will keep happening, but at this point you're also DPSing the boss. It means when you have the bomb, right, you do not run immediately. It is very bad if you go immediately, because it's 13 seconds before it runs out. It means you are not doing any damage if you run immediately. So you wait for it to fill halfway. You're staying halfway, like that, exactly, and then you run out. And by the time you see it run out, you are not very far, and none of us died. So that is just perfect, right? You don't want to have too much downtime with mechanics. Okay, at this point, always have an eye on star. You can see there's lots of spiders. Too many spiders are bad, so if somebody can spare some range DPS, then please throw it at them and then come back to the group. This is the early bomb, I'll explain it later. And two people are shackled now. Dragons and the other person, you are linked together with another player. That's why you take damage. You take damage over time. I'll explain more in detail when we reset, but like this you get more tries. Huh? In this part of the fight for the DPS players that are new, you must try to keep DPSing the boss without letting him suck you into the AoE. If you stop DPS and just run away, your DPS will drop. So since you're considering just doing a lot of DPS, you will have to make sure that you learn to DPS while you do mechanics. You can GG there, we go again and look at the other mechanics. Since we have high DPS, right? We see already all the 4 mechanics and I can't really go through them as quickly because it's happening so fast with this group. So don't worry. It looks very, very good, so you will have wonderful repetitions. If you do really, really good, we can also have a look at the extra challenges that that are presented in the challenge mode.
I have a question.
Sure. Just a second before we start, huh? Kevin. Please.
After I go, at 7 minutes, when I go up at swirl and go back, should I just stay on the spot to wait for the sucky mechanic?
Yes. Okay. You can assume that the players, they will always try to find the safest spot at the back of the boss, right? So they have positioned themselves maybe already like this. If you turn the boss, it means that I am maybe no longer be safe in this exact spot, and I will have to maybe go like this or go like that. Everything you make the group move is bad because it means they have to move and they cannot just DPS. DPS players just want to have a golem. To a DPS player, a good tank is a tank that doesn't move the boss. Very simply put. They just want to have a golem. So we try as a tank to provide this for the DPS player, right? As a experience.
Okay.
As their experience. Then when you tank, you see the arrow and the circle at the bottom, right, on the boss. It shows in which direction the boss is looking. If you stand on the tip of the arrow, for some classes, your boons will not spread very far. I don't know so much about Firebrand, but you may have to. You can go very close to the team, right? Just do not go past the center of the circle, because then the boss will obviously turn around. But if you're just like close enough so the boons can spread, it's better. A lot of tanks make the mistake of standing very far away and they say, well, I have perfect boons. What's wrong with you? Right? It's obviously the group will stand close, plus you will also stand close.
So it's just like tanking Dina.
Yeah, very much. Exactly. Yeah. Then at the soul split here, just for the tank, and then I'll address the DPS, the two new plays. We will be experiencing it here, and while he's sucking in as a tank, you should also already try to move around the boss. Again, we are trying to not move the boss at all. The less he moves, the better. So ideally, when he finishes the the sucking in, like he's like floating here, right? He should ideally just land on his feet and stand still. You do not move towards circle, right? You leave him here in the middle right after the soul split, and then he does the AoE dip here. And then you move towards you.
Oh, okay,
okay. So with the bomb, very good, very well played. Those who had it, I loved it how Le Lion didn't go immediately, because if you go immediately, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get the idea, right? 13 seconds, and then you run back. You're not doing anything in that time. So it's much better. Greed DPS, 6 seconds, 7, like half the thing. You have a clock above your head. It will fill up. When it's 50%, then you can go out, and if you go out, then it will explode automatically, maybe at this distance, and that's fine. It's enough. You don't need more than that. It's very important that you do it this way. Then we had a huge AoE. The boss creates a huge AoE here. The boss will always try to choose a player. He will, let's say, I'm the boss, right? Say I'm the boss. I will try to stand in front of you, right? And when I'm in front of you, he will place a big AoE, right, in front of himself. It means, let's say we are all standing here at triangle, the AoE will be shaped like this. Can't use this marker, I'll use this marker, right? So if everybody is stacking here looking at the boss will reappear on arrow, right, because he wants to stand in front of us, looking at us, very, very like in a sexy manner, right? He puts the AoE in this shape. So if you dodge back, you're still in the AoE. If you dodge sideways, you're still in the AoEs. So some people say double dodge. Don't waste double dodge. Double dodge means you are not doing any DPS. It also means if you really need to dodge because of more difficult mechanics later on in challenge mode, you will not have anything to save you. In German, we say, was Hänschen nicht lernt, lernt Hans nimmermehr. So learn it from the start to do this mechanic properly. And it means that you wait until the boss comes up. You can see, this is how he's going to put the AoE. And I know at his back, behind him, I'm very quickly out of the AoE. So don't waste your resources doing acrobatic stuff. Just go behind the boss when he comes out of the ground and you can see the AoE. Okay, that's the better way to deal with it. Then because today we have a lot of DPS, people already had a mechanic called the shackles. Is Phoenix here? Phoenix is not here. So maybe Butters, you can show with me. The shackles mechanic is a mechanic that happens at a certain HP. It's not important at which HP for now, right? It happens when the boss reaches something. And then the two players that are the closest to the boss, not counting the tank. Tank is not a player. Tank is always special. The two players closest to the boss, they will be chained together. So Butters and I are chained together. We will take damage over time as long as this chain exists. So we need to break this chain. Even if we go downstate, you will still be changed. It will not be cancelled. Butters and I will have to go away from each other. So one of you goes this direction, one of you goes that direction. So if Butters starts running in this direction, I will have to run in this direction, right? And when both of us run, it will break very, very fast. Let's say Butters is greeting DPS, right? And is not reacting to it, or it's maybe new, he doesn't see. Then I will have to run all the way over here until the chains are broken. So please try to realize that you have the chains. There are many indicators that will show you that you have the chains. There is a red text in your chat, like in your chat box, red text. You also see, if you have the voice line activated from the game, if you have sounds on, Dhuum will say, join one another in sacrifice, something like that. And this, one of the Reaper dudes will also say something, your souls are linked, separate. You can hear it, so two people are saying something, two NPCs are saying something. You can see that you have a blue aura, right? You have a blue aura like an infusion. It means you have the shackles. You can see like a lightning between you, the chains basically between you and the other player. You hear a gong if you have the sounds on, that you have the shackles. And I think one of you gets the yellow frame, Right? And then we usually help people realize. So there's a lot of indicators. Even so, people still don't realize. I don't know why. There's obviously one more mechanic I haven't really talked about. Just don't worry about it. If you stand with me, if you do what I do, you should be fine. I will obviously go into detail about that mechanic and in more detail about mechanical overlap. Right? It is easy to deal with one thing at one time. It is not as easy to deal with two things at the same time or three things at the same time. How is it going for you, Kiter? No? So if you feel comfy with it, try to be as much on the group as possible to give boons. I don't know how it worked exactly on Scourge. I think you can do it nicely from range. But it's good if you get the habit of, being close to the group. I see a lot of kiters just running in circles, living their best life as dog sitters. That's very bad kiting. And if you are a bit more experienced, if you get used to kiting, you can also say when people made a mistake with the greens and took some orbs. Very nicely played there, Lil Lion. Love it. So obviously in the pre-event, if you get the bomb, you have nothing else to do, so you can go immediately. But if you have to DPS or something, obviously you greed. Obviously. I'll try to pick you up. So for Sprout, should you ever play with Chrono, you see the person in the corner, Primordial Phoenix. They need to wait with the bomb. So as a tank on Chrono, for example, you can upgrade your performance by giving them a personal portal with your Rifle 5, for example.
Oh, okay.
So kiting, I think playing any special role or any class, if you have anything that can make a little sort of courtesy to another player that are doing a mechanic, then we try to do it because we want to be as accommodating as possible, right?
Okay.
So we have more DPS and everybody gets to play faster and better. Since that is the preferred way of playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I have a Chrono heal, but I'm not really familiar with.
I mean, should you ever try it? It's a feature that people don't tend to use too much.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, it's gonna do the dip now, so everybody should stack together so we can bait this thing. Technically, the tank would also be stacking for this, but in most cases he will, like it's 10% chance kind of that he will pick you, right? But to like, really avoid the boss going to weird places, you would also stack with the group. In this first scenario here, it's not important because if the dip is gonna be put on you, it doesn't matter. But after the next soul split, you should stack with the group also. You can use the bomb early and come back. You can press it manually. I will explain later why you did that. And then you come back very quickly and stack with us. We look at the boss all together. We look at the boss. You get pushed back. Walk into the light in front of you. There's a very, very bright light. You need to get it. And then try to do some range DPS on the boss. Don't do nothing. That's stupid. Try to do something. You can always press some skills to DPS the boss. Right? Never give up fully. You didn't get the big orb there, Sprout.
Oh, my bad.
Or not Sprout. Either Sprout or green one. I'm not sure.
I think I got it.
Are you
I
sure?
think it was me then. No, I don't know.
The hit, the green one, you know that the hitbox is not where you see the orb. Is that
Yes.
Okay? It's slightly behind it. The hitbox apparently have all the same size. You can start when the last person is inside. So for the big orb, it can be a little tricky because it's difficult to see. So what I sometimes do is when I take the big orb, I sort of, do this, go left, right, when I go through the big orb to make sure that the game really gets it. Green one, upon completion of your green at square, did you clean star?
I cleaned it before.
Okay.
I didn't clean it after. I can do this now.
Okay. When you finish your green one at square, it is tradition that you would clear there, but afterwards everybody is responsible to help clear a little bit. I didn't put too much focus on that just yet because I want to see the mechanics first for the new place, and then I will say this is what you can start. By the way, you don't have to wait for me to, because this is just blah blah, basically. Later on, we'll talk about what makes the fight even nicer. It's like how to decorate the cake. If you manage to bake the cake, you get the kill, right? But if you want to have a nice kill where you really make it more smooth for the team, maybe that's something you care about, right? If you have a static or if you have friends you play with and you want to have a nice smooth clear, there are things you can do to make it nice, convenient. Like the example with if you have a chrono with a rifle, like the healer chrono, they can help people to come back quickly to the group by using a portal. So there are these small things that are nice. Then the green I'm doing here at circle, it is a backup green. It is done because if you look to the kiter, they're very busy and you see there's constantly new messengers coming down. So because they are busy, the green at circle is normally done by green 2, is not done by him. It's done by somebody else. So just again, something to decorate the cake with. A little courtesy to the kiter so they can just keep kiting and give boons. And somebody else can do the green, right? This is often forgotten, so it's good if you keep an eye on it, because if nobody takes the green, it's game over, because the NPC will die. Don't assume people know what to do or things have been assigned, right? So always have an eye on it. If you see, oh, nobody's taking the green, you can try to do it. Even if you don't know how, you can still try to do something. Right? It's better than nothing.
I think I got the big one.
I think so too, yeah. That's good. You can, if you miss it, you can see a big orb spawning from the throne, and it will go to the middle, and it will spawn or go to a place and then spawn the thing.
Oh, okay.
We got downstate here because there was no protection and the person was not full health. But basically, we have seen the entire fight, like in terms of mechanics. We haven't discussed everything in detail, but that's the whole fight. There's nothing new in that sense coming. So if you manage to get that far, you can basically go to the end of the fight. So it's stack now for the dip. One more attack maybe. And then everybody stack, also the tank, just as a practice. Like this. And then you go out of the thing.
Oh, nice.
Right. Here, it's not really necessary as a tank, because if the dip is going to go on you, it's going to be out of the way for the group anyway. But at the later stages of the fight, it is kind of important. So now that we are close to Dar, the Marcus Dar, it's near the door. You can see there's a lot of spiders at the door. It's nice if you help kill them with some range DPS if you have it. If you have a bomb like now, like Mar has it, Mar has a bomb, Mar is using this chance to even kill the spiders. Two things at once. So if you can do something like that, it's perfect. Just survive the mechanic. We'll try to heal and Condi cleanse you ASAP. I will explain how to deal with the overlapping of those mechanics in a second. Just go on for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Perfect. And depending on how the kiter is kiting, this is more or less difficult for you. But I will show the kiter what I do when I'm kiting, or the pathing I tend to take. I don't know so much about Scourge. Like some Scourge kiters I've seen, they played with some portal shenanigans, so feel free to experiment with your class. Then you can see how you can optimize it.
Yeah, people can greet more if you place portals in Soul Split. It's very nice with Scourge.
Yes, absolutely. Same goes for the Chronos now. Portals are very much appreciated.
Firebrand can use Femara for super speed, it's also very nice.
Can I stay here?
Yeah. You just stay here until he does something else.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Okay, so you see we are going very, very fast because we have DPS. Today it's a bit of a luxury. Normally it takes a little longer. At 10%, everybody will have to collect these pink orbs. If you touch the blue light in the very center, you will be dead. Like fully dead. Just collide with the orbs, collect enough orbs. Don't ask me how much, as much as you need to get down. Then there's a ready check, and when there's a ready check, you need to stand a little bit towards a marker. You stand a little bit towards a marker by saying, I want to interact with that marker. Right? We want to stack boons a lot of boons. Like I want to see protection, swiftness, everything. Then when you see the ready check on the screen, you go out to the seal, you press F, right? And then you come back. When everybody has finished pressing F, it will come down. And then you can GG here, we'll go again. Okay, so DPS players obviously pump. That's why we are so fast. Normally we are not so fast. It's takes a little bit more, but not too much. Like it's not even that unrealistic. It can happen to you. Now, let's review the mechanics we've talked about. We talked about the bomb. The bottom line of the bomb, the lion was what?
Sorry, again?
What was the... If you have a bomb, what do you do?
Run away.
Yes, very good. You want to be away from people. Very good.
Yeah, but as long as there's something to hit, I just stay here a while longer.
Yes, absolutely. So you even taking it the next level. Before you start, just let me establish the overlapping things with the soul split. Good. Then, the mechanic we haven't spoken about at all is the big thing that happens when the boss goes to the middle and you get pushed back. We call this soul split in common language. It has an official name. I keep forgetting or keep mistaking it for something else. I call it soul split. Everybody in Europe will understand what you mean. In North America, probably not.
Greater Death Mark is the...
Yeah. Greater death mark. But you'll see if you say soul split, people understand. You get pushed back in the direction you are looking with your character. So if you look in towards the middle, you'll be pushed back like this. If you look to the throne, like sideways, you'll be pushed back like this. If you look to the wall, you'll be pushed to the boss. your body will be separated from your soul. You get like 8 seconds to get your soul back. You do not survive without your soul. The boss will damage you. The boss will give condis to you, like 6, 7, 8 stacks of torment. The boss will steal all your boons. Okay, and the boss will cancel mechanics. Where do you get condi cleanse? Where do you get boons? Where do you get heals? Maybe Wuja can answer. Where do you get condi cleanse, boons, everything?
Yeah, if you at your healer.
At your healer, and where are the healers?
They're gonna, I don't know. The one I don't know who's healing.
In the stack. That's why we say stack, right? So we want to stack for that mechanic. So let's say, gonna take, it was Kevin, wasn't it? I was speaking to before.
No,
yes.
I was Lelion.
I was Kevin the Lion. So, so you said if you have a bomb, you need to go away. Now here you have this big mechanic you need to stack. So what do? You want to stack with the bomb or you want to go away with the bomb? Yep, the bomb
away after a while.
Okay. Do you have heals? Do you have condi cleanse? Do you give yourself boons?
With bomb?
No, in general, you play DPS. Do you heal? Do you condi cleanse? Do you give boons?
No, I'm just pure DPS.
So technically, you would say, well, if I am alone, I am fucked. But if I stay in the group, I fuck the group, right? So both is bad. I think it's called paradoxon, something like that. So there is a way we can deal with it because the soul split mechanic, it cancels bomb. If you have the bomb, soul split goes boom, the bomb is gonna go away. Okay? So if you have a bomb and you still have time and soul split happens, bomb is gonna be cancelled. So soul split plus bomb has enough time. Basically. Okay? So how much is enough time? You can say, well, bomb goes 13 seconds. So 13, 12, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. So you can say, well, if I have 1 second, it's enough. 1 second is enough. Soul split will cancel. The problem is, all your colleagues, they will see you. They will do stuff like this. They target you. They say, bomb out. They are going to panic if you wait until the last second. So please don't wait until last second. You're going to give your people a heart attack. I sometimes do it when I have bombs because I play with shift signet, so I can TP last second out of the group. You shouldn't do it because people may misunderstand you. Even if it's optimization for you, they will probably freak out. Just saying. But you can obviously do it however. For the soul split, please play it in a very specific way. The mainstream community has a way of dealing with it. You learned at the very beginning, the bomb has a cooldown of 3 seconds. So if the bomb detonates, then 3 seconds cooldown, then next player gets the bomb. So between player detonation, like boom, and the next player receiving bomb, 3 seconds. And the next player obviously gets a fresh bomb with a fresh 13 seconds timer. It means for us, when I use bombs at a specific time, I give a fresh bomb with a fresh timer to a new player. Okay? It means when we have a soul split coming up, I can proactively make sure that my next bomb person has enough time to stay with the bomb in the group. So therefore, what Maklak is saying in his video is wrong. Very, very wrong. He says never use the bomb. It only works if everybody plays in a specific manner. I guarantee you, with pucks, they are not going to play in a specific... They do what they want. Pucks are incredibly unpredictable. So therefore, it is a more safe approach in common understanding that you use specific bombs early to guarantee that the next player that receives the bomb can stay stacked for the soul split mechanic. For Nunu and Kevin, does this make any sense?
Yes, I guess.
Okay, very good. I'll put the ready check and we get started, and I will tell you when you should use the bomb. So this is the thing where I said it's not intuition. it's not intuition to stay with the bomb. It's not intuition to use the bomb with the special action key. Right? None of you have terrorist mindsets, so therefore you will probably rather just wait with the bomb than press it. But here in this fight, you learn that you can use the bomb for the benefit of other players. So this is something that needs some time to understand before you're comfortable doing it. But you're doing your group a favor. Okay, so Le Lion and Nunu. What can you do when you have a skeleton spawning and you're all alone and the skeleton does a lot of DPS? What can you do to win a little bit of time?
Don't know. Blind him?
Blind him, very good. 1 point for Kevin. The messengers, they will follow the person who does the most damage to them. Is this correct or is this wrong?
Sorry again?
The messengers, the golems, the golem will go after the player who does the most damage.
No.
Correct. It is wrong. As you say, what you say is true. They go to the player who attacked them first. It has to be a player who attacked them first. If that is done, then they will die automatically after 15 seconds. Information for the kiter. Maybe you will kite on your droid or whatever. If you aggro the golem with your pet, the pet aggro will just keep the golem busy. It will not make the golem die automatically. If any other player hits them, the aggro will shift to that player. That's just for the kiter. That's advanced information. You can use this to gain time to stack wounds, but you still need to aggro the messenger eventually. Otherwise, it will go to the Reaper. Okay? You can play with it, experiment with it, what works for you, and then see how you can optimize the performance then on the fight. Okay? I assume that's an okay. Then, the bomb players should always go as far away as possible in every situation. Correct or wrong?
Not really, just far enough to not kill anyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely true. So here I want you to do your perfect golem opener. No mistakes in your rotation. That's where you can show what giga chats you are. Try to be like Ios. Ios, say hello.
Hello, Kenzo.
Hi.
I just wanted to lurk and watch some Doom, you know.
Hello,
We are
Ios.
teaching experienced players and 2 new players DPS. And we already established that you need to greet with your mechanics before you run out.
Ooh.
The guy we're watching, Space Kate, do you have toggle ground target to target? Like ground skills to target?
The what?
Bind it?
I don't really understand. What's that?
Okay,
Just
I
press
will
R.
tell you after the fight. I will tell you after the fight. Fine.
So now we are approaching towards stars. If you can help kill some trash mobs, it's very nice. You're very close with your bomb. You didn't run out at all.
I didn't
Overcooked.
get the big one. Oh, stop.
No worries. But just felt like we needed a reset. So, or IGG. But you can continue. You can continue. Just continue. Just pick up it or do however.
I didn't get the big ball, the big one.
Okay.
Okay. Whoever left.
Lich probably. So you can see the messenger is being, the enforcer is attacking the Reaper, and that's gonna obviously, you see how quickly they die, right? We can heal them, yes, but it's, the idea is that they don't spawn to begin with. These only spawn, this is for Kevin and for Nunu. When you do the green, they can prevent them from spawning. So one of the requirements, there are 3 requirements to doing greens. One is they stand in the green area. Number 2 is they collect enough orbs. And number 3 is they collect specific orbs. Usually you say we want one specific orb they want to collect, but in advanced groups, you may have to collect more than one specific orb. So
Okay.
if you want to learn that, we do give private trainings for that too. So it's not in a training like this with 10 people. It's like you and me, I stealth the Reapers, and you repeat, repeat, repeat. Because in German we say, Wiederholung ist die Mutter des Lernens. Do you speak German?
No.
No. It means repetition is the mother of learning. So we have to repeat and repeat and repeat. Space Cat, did you find out what
No,
ground
No.
targeting?
I
I
didn't
didn't want to
understand.
interrupt you.
Do it now, do it now. It's just prevent. People know this.
No, okay.
perfectly.
So there's an option you can pick, and if you activate it, your grenades will always aim at your target, so you don't have to aim them. And especially at Doom, it gives you the advantage. In Soulspad, you can run away from the boss, facing the wall, and just spam all your grenades, and all of them will hit.
Oh,
So
really?
you don't have
I didn't know
to.
that.
So you
I'm
don't
not
have to.
really a DPS player, so.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
just be,
It's fine.
just be careful with your shift signet if you have it on.
But it doesn't work on shift signal.
No,
though,
shift again
It
doesn't
doesn't?
work. No.
It doesn't work. No. It's irrelevant.
Grenades, mortars.
Yeah.
Which I'm very grateful. Imagine the shift signet did that too.
But I'm almost top DPS, so. I must be doing something right. I don't know. I mean, the RDPS doesn't work here for me. I don't know why.
The
but,
thing you do
I
very
uploaded
right is
logs.
playing a very good class. That's what you do. Also, you want to
No.
always press 3, 2, and then grenade 2, and not 2, 3, and then random stuff. Always 3, 2.
I'm just pushing 2, 3, and 5.
You
on
didn't
cooldown.
take the big orb, GG.
Yeah, but that's why I'm telling you, press 3, 2, and then grenade.
Yeah, I know that's the rotation, but I'm just
Also-
using this, and I'm usually top DPS, so I don't really care. I'm not a greedy one. Sorry.
It has nothing to do with greed. It's like saying you're brushing your teeth when you get up in the morning.
Really?
Yes. Like you don't drive your car only in the first gear all the time, right? So it's the same for playing this mechanist. It's like it's so ingrained. It's like so wrong if you do it otherwise. It's engineer even.
It's so wrong. Really?
Yes, absolutely. It has
You have to
an
know
NG, weapon 2 into grenade 2. That's been a married couple for decades. That's like Arwen and Aragorn.
I like Lord of Rings references. Very good.
Did you see? 3, 2, but I accidentally pushed to 3 as well, or something. 4.
Okay. Yeah, but it's a prevent anyway, so it's whatever. But just try to do it. I mean, if you don't care, you don't care. It's fine. But just know the class is so broken anyway. That's why you're always top DPS, because your class is very, very good. But you could be even better.
Yeah, but how much damage is that if I use 3 then 2?
I'd say, like, looking at your rotation, you can get 20% more damage, and
Really?
your rotation is really creative.
It's fine.
Nah, it works
Boris.
out. Yeah,
How is your Reaper bench going?
I'm not benching. I'm just playing at boss.
Weak. You know, when Ben Shaw comes back, you need to teach him a lesson.
No. You just played Reaper to teach the poor
With the
boy.
bomb, you can stay in the corner. Kevin, stay in the corner over here. Go over here. Very good. Because you see the group is running away from you anyway, right? So you can also benefit from the fact that everybody's running away from you, and you don't have to run away from them.
Yeah.
And then sometimes people throw you a portal. If you see it, good. If you don't see it, never mind. Okay, best DPS opener.
I have to say though, if I look at arc DPS, I have questions.
Why?
I don't know.
This AoE, you see it's orange now, and then it goes green. When it is orange, it is accessible. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but when it is green, it will probably one-shot you to downstate. So you can still greet. You can't get hit by the attack, no. But afterwards, as long as it is orange, you can touch it. Not when it is green. When it is green, it is too late. So this bomb, please use early, and then the next person who gets the bomb, that's gonna be, who is it? Gavin. You can see Gavin is gonna stay in the group, right? Because the bomb will be cancelled. See, the bomb is gone. Right? You can aggro your messenger, then you can run towards Star, and then behind Swirl, and then sort of back to the group from behind. You do not really kite like that in front of the group because that's going to be an inconvenience for the tank. Didn't you have your soul there, Kevin?
Don't know. I guess I didn't notice.
It's the white light in front of you. Didn't you see it?
Not really.
Do you have shadow play?
No.
Yeah. You see, I'm in the orange AoE, and then I go out before it goes fully green. So get used to greeting also there. Don't just run away from orange AoEs. Try to make the best despite orange AoE.
The DPS meter looks very nice.
I'm dead.
Always I want people to activate. I mean, at least I want Nunu to activate the thing at least once and run out and collect also. Just if you touch the thing, you're picking GG. There's no fight. The others know already, right? So I don't need to see the others do the 10% mechanic. If you touch the very center of the light, you'll be dead. Nunu and Kevin, do you have Sky Scale?
Yeah.
Okay, come with me on Sky Scale.
No.
Okay, Nunu does not have. You can go close to the blue light, but if you, like if Nunu, you can just stand here where I'm standing. You can look up to the ceiling. If you turn your camera up, you can see there's like a tunnel, right? Inside the tunnel, there is a blue light. If you touch the blue light, you're dead. You can go inside the tunnel, but don't touch the blue light. Okay? That's fine. For Kevin, if you want to feel it, you can also just go up with your Sky Scale. And you have a feel of it.
Guys, is the snap ground target to current target
Yes.
option?
Yes.
Alright,
You
I
don't
will
have
try
it.
it. No, I don't.
You shouldn't have it, it's good.
Yeah, I don't have it. It's better.
Okay, Kevin, when you get pushed back from the soul split,
Yes.
your soul will be where you were standing before. So let's say you're standing here where I am, and you're looking at the boss. The boss will push you away. Your soul will still be here. And it's like a huge white light right in front of you. You need to walk into it to pick up your soul. If you don't have your soul, you'll be dead no matter what.
Okay.
It's very, very important. Otherwise, you'll be fully gone. At 10%, because we will get there anyway very soon, 7 people, in theory, would have to interact with the seals. If you can come and stand with me, we can sort of try, attempt it just once. Kevin and Nunu. Come to me. You see there's 7 markers. They are indicating the 7 seals. 7 players would have to interact. They will become interactable things. It's like a button. Right? We call them button in simple speech. 7 people at the same time. They need to run out like this. They press F, let it channel, and then they come back. When you do this, you take a lot of damage. So people will try to give you boons. I'd like Kevin to stand here on exactly this spot. Please, this spot, right? And I'm going to stand here. What class can give a boon on this range for both players?
I've got no clue.
Probably none. There are some skills that work, yeah, maybe Herald, but most classes can't. So when people say at 10%, get ready, pick a marker or get ready for your markers, and you spread around like this on the edge. Good luck with your boons. So it's better to stack here, right? It is still clear where I'm going. I'm going to circle. I want to go to circle. That's why I'm standing here, right? It's like on this line, basically. But if I stand more like here, it is clear where I'm going. Plus, if people want to give boons, they can reach me with their boons. And you want to have swiftness because you need to run. Super speed is even better. You want to have protection because you take damage, and 33% damage reduction is great. You want to have regeneration in case it is nice on top of the protection. And you want to have quickness because you need to press F and channel something. If you have quickness, it goes faster. Okay? So you want to have at least those skills for sure. And the healers, the boon people, they know that and they want to give you the boons. But if people spread like this on the edge of the dome, there's going to be like a dome, you will not get anything. Then, again, for the bombs, there are certain bombs that must be used early before soul split. It's always soul split time plus 10 seconds. So if it's 6:25, it's plus 10 equals 6:35. 6:35. There we go. That's when the bomb should be used, right? So let's say we are playing the fight. The timer goes down. 7:00. Then it's 6:59, etc. 6. Just to demonstrate it. That's how the timer goes. And you get the bomb, first action. You realize you have the bomb. Second action, you look at the time. You look at the time and you realize, oh, I got the bomb at 6:41. I know I will still have the bomb at 6:35. It means it is you who needs to use the bomb early. It means, let's say I get the bomb. I realize I have the bomb. I look at the time. I see 6:41. I realize, aha, I need to go and use it early. So I go out. I look at the time. It's 6:35 and I'm here. 6:35. I press the bomb. Boom. I press it. And then I come back to the group. And then the next person obviously does the same thing. Gets the bomb, looks at the time. It's probably going to be 6:32 when they realize, I have the bomb. But they know, oh, good. Soul split in very short time, so I get to stay. And that's how you do it for every single soul split.
Can I try one run as tank?
Oh, of course. Yeah, you wanted to. You're right. Good thing that you remind me. Very good thing that you remind me. Thank you. I would have forgotten it. You were a green one, right?
Yeah, I was green one.
Okay.
I can take over green one.
Okay. Otherwise, tanking excellent there. I have nothing to say. Sprout was.
I had some theoretically I looked up a guide what's the pattern, but I never tried it in actions. So
but I mean, you've done this fight so many times, right?
Yeah, I was doing mostly green one DPS stuff. Yeah.
So you kind of know where the boss is standing, what the other tanks are. You're familiar, so you can basically take that as your source and say, I'm gonna do what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
There are some things like when I said you should stack with the group, that's new information, right? To make sure the AoE is gonna place good. That's maybe something new.
Yeah, that everything I've done as a tank, it was it wasn't that newish to me. As a DPS, I think mostly I just run with Dhuum smacking his butt all the time until we get at 10%. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. So you'll be in tank jail in your statics, right? From now on.
I'm not going to brag about it.
It's good if you can.
I'm already tank jail in Wing 7. I don't want.
Is 1,800 toughness alright, or not do any more?
You don't need more.
Should consult with your. You should consult with your kiter.
Yeah, that's what I asked. That's why I
but
asked.
surely they run 0.
Okay.
I want to show you at least one try with the challenge mode, just to show you what the difference is, and kind of make it a little bit more understandable. You can start wherever. I mean, traditionally in challenge mode, you start here in the middle. Up to you. we can deal with anything, how messy they are. But traditionally, you would start here. So don't worry about it if you have never seen it before, you've never done this before. It's just one feature more that is relevant for you. A few more, well, one more feature for the kiter, but otherwise for you guys, it's basically the same, but one aspect that will challenge your brains.
Are we starting here?
Yes, we're starting here.
Okay.
So in challenge mode, you have this dude running around. If he touches you, he will pick you up and he will take you on a piggyback ride. You will lose HP over time and people need to break the CC bar. It's basically like Matthias or Samarok, but the target is being moved around. So it's challenging for people to CC. Now what's really challenging is for you to pay attention to two things at the same time. Right? That's usually the problem. Because you start focusing on DPS, then you didn't look at Kevin. We call him Kevin, lovingly. You pay too much attention to Kevin, you don't do any DPS. So you need to find the nice spot in between where you can deal with both mechanics. Or with DP playing your stuff and not getting touched by this dude. And this goes on until the very end of the fight. So I'll let you play until you succeed or you fail. That's the only difference in challenge mode. This guy will choose a player for direction. So every time he hits a wall or he gets CC'd, something like that, he's going to choose a new player. Maybe he goes like, this time I'm going to go in the direction where Dragon was standing. Then he runs in that direction. Even if Dragon is going away, it will just go in the original direction, right? Until he hits the wall. Then he turns around and goes, now I'm going to choose Gavin. I'm going to go in the direction where Gavin was standing and just goes in that direction. Gavin can go out anywhere, that's fine. But the direction will stay, you see? So based on this algorithm, we can say, well, if we position ourselves in a very clever way, we have to CC the thing, if possible, to free our friend. If we can sort of put ourselves in correct places, then we can control which way this dude is running. So when you do the challenge mode here, you want to learn to position yourself in such a way that the Doom, the NPC dude, not the NPC, the Kevin, is running in certain directions where it is nice for us. Nice for us means he's going to go from one end of the room to the other end of the room. And it's something people also need to learn, because until now, you are free to stand wherever you want. It doesn't matter. In challenge mode, if you want to make it easy for the group, you stack in specific places so the dude will run in that direction, because all of you are there. He will choose one of you as a direction, right? So you would need to learn to position yourself. And that's something most people don't learn in the raids. Positioning. Right? And here people struggle with it because it's not in their habit. They don't pay attention to it. They just stand somewhere and then the dude will do run like at the start of the fight. Very often it just runs like this from corner to corner because the group is standing there. Instead of, making sure maybe he would go like this very far. Right? That would be much better for the group. But they forget. They don't think about that. So Marcus out, there we go. Are there any questions so far? I didn't ask at any point. Boris, hast du Fragen?
Nah, I'm good. Thank you. I'm currently benching Reaper.
Very good. Bench your Reaper.
What's your bench?
93%.
Like the number.
40?
Also like hard stuck at 40.5. That's not an hour ago.
Impact build? Because
No.
I said fuck accuracy. I want to run other stuff so I can use stacking if I need it.
Bit better.
I have no clue. Most likely it's worse.
Let me check.
So I have no new information for now. So if you can keep all of this, so Kevin and Nunu, if you know all of this, you know a lot, and you'll play very clean. There is more to be said, but it's not going to make a huge difference for your weekly clears. Like on Monday when you do this again, like it's not going to make a big difference.
It's more than 500 DPS less.
And stack for the dip soon. One more auto attack. And then you TP out. Or move out of it however you see fit. So now you need to check the time because the next person needs to use the bomb. So Dragon, go with the bomb, press it at 35. Very good. The next person is going to thank you. So Butters will thank you for this because Butters now gets to stay in the group. Okay. Boon up, Condi cleanse, Boon strip the boss. And aggro the golem and run behind Star or behind Swirl. Make a big C curve around the boss. Around the group, I mean. So this way, you know, by the time you finish your C curve, the golem will die and you can be in the group giving boons. Shackles. 2 people are shackled. Don't forget to greet DPS for during the orange, huh? It's not good if you just stay away like scared cats. It only hurts when it's green, not before. Okay, so avoid the blue light. Again, Kevin and Nunu, if you touch the blue light, you'll be grilled. I've already had lunch, so just take your time, collect the orbs, and then people put a ready check. Also stand towards a marker, slightly towards it. Support players will start giving boons when most... Come closer, Kevin. Come closer, yeah. And support players will start giving boons when most of you are... down. When you are down, you confirm the ready check. When you're ready to go, you see the squad ready, then you go out. That's like the 3, 2, 1, go. And those who are not doing anything, you check, is every marker done by a player? Right? That's your job to do. You need to make sure that everybody does something. If you see, oh, somebody's missing there, go there. Nobody needs to tell you that you have to do something. You have your own eyes and you have your own judgment. So please use it. And then you can kill. I assume it's dead. I tend to leave the instance so I can keep the instance. So, is it dead?
It's dead.
That's it. Very good. Are there questions? Questions, comments?
I have one.
Please.
If my group is not that good at showing their big DPS as in this one, and I have to run to Star, then should I just run in the outer part here to get to reach Star?
Yes. The question is, where should I position the boss after that soul split?
Yeah.
It depends. So as a tank, you need to make the decision yourself based on the HP of the boss. So let's say you do the soul split and the boss is at 50%. It means the group is low DPS and it will go on for some time. In this case, you can tank basically in any way you like in the olden days. Let me just put the markers back on so we can talk about it a bit more specifically. In the olden days, people would go here and stand against the wall. because our DPS was not very strong. So if you have a very weak group, this is maybe a good idea. Most groups, they will face at some point between here and the next dip, or just after the next dip. So you can say, well, since I am not gonna do the star because of the DPS is being better than me getting to star as a green person, then I'm just gonna pull the boss out of the middle and position it somewhere here, right? And then the boss will do the dip in this area, and then you can just move a little bit over here, right? And then the group will manage to face. So in most cases, what I do when I tank, I just get him out and put him here anyway, like here, right? And then if I need to go to star, I'll just go to star.
Okay.
Okay. But it really depends on how good the DPS is. How to know when he's going to do a soul split? It runs strictly on a timer. 625, 505, 345, 225, and 105. Would you like me to write that down? $625, 505, 345, 225, 105. Strictly on a timer. So for the early bombs, obviously 635, 515, 355. If you know these three numbers, you know more than most people. Because fights don't last so long, right? You see, we faced after the first soul split. We were finished. Most groups finish after 2, maximum 3. If it takes longer, then it's probably going to be a wipe anyway. Okay, cool. So give me something you learned. Like one closing sentence today. I learned that this is... Give me one sentence. One comment. Lerneinblicke, Boris.
Yeah. I learned today that bringing impact over accuracy is a 500 DPS loss.
At the more than 500.
More than 500, sorry.
Except if you can proc impact, obviously.
Yeah, that's for sure, yeah.
Kevin, anything you learned? Anything special? You say, hey, that was really something I didn't expect.
Well, I did the raid for the first time, so I learned pretty much everything we did.
Okay, but you can say this was counterintuitive and I didn't think about it in this way. No? Don't worry. Maybe if you wanna remember me, right? Know that all bombs can be used technically, but some you have to use at a very specific time. That's something you will not hear everywhere. Yeah, the bomb can be strategically triggered. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It should be. If this was the first clear of this wing for Kevin and Nuno, then you need to open some chests for your Coalescence achievement. Okay? If you want that. I'll put the markers where they are. How was kiting and tanking for the people that are already experienced and learn a new kind? I learned not to kite after this first soul split in front of the tank because our kiters do that. Yes, very good. Very good. Gavin, I want to insist one more time on the messengers because that's your main occupation, right? When will they die? Gavin, when do the messengers die? There are two ways of them dying. You know one. The other one I will just tell you because it's not very obvious.
Which one are the messengers?
Golem.
There are the ones with the Herdman, the NPCs.
It's the Golem. The Golem with the...
the Golem. They die 15 seconds after they spawn.
That is wrong.
Yeah?
That's wrong. There's a condition behind that. What is the condition?
Guess I don't know.
Gavin, I told you. Do you remember? Hit by a player. Yes, absolutely. They must be hit by a player. They have a condition. If you click on them when they spawn, you see they have like a stun condition. And as soon as a player hits it, it will change to something else with a timer. Like unavoidable death or something. That's the condition. If it is not aggroed by a player, they will not die. They will not die. So, what does that mean for you as a kiter for Soul Split?
Mm.
You're not kiter, Kevin. But you
cannot.
You're welcome to answer. But you're not the kiter. But you're welcome to answer. Go on.
You have to hit the golem first.
There's no straight answer for that. The answer would be, if you wanna hit the golem early, you should kite it in such a way that by the time you return to the group, the golem is dead. You get 15 seconds to do a maneuver, right? And in that 15 seconds, at some point, you can start stacking with the group again as a kiter. You can also say, I'm not gonna hit the golem by myself. I'm gonna send, let's say I'm Druid, I'm gonna set my pet, and the pet will just hold the golem in place, provided that no other player touches the golem. It means that the golem will just be there held in place by my pet. It will not die. It will just be held in place. So if I want to grab it, I should grab it at some point where I am free to go away from the group to do something, like a green. So for the Soul Split, it can be tricky. Because if you take the golem late, you need to go to a green, which is basically on the opposite side of your golem. Okay? And that means that when you go, let's say you finish you keep the golem in place with your pet. You give boons to your team, right? And then you say, well, I have to take my green at arrow. I'm going to take the messenger now myself, and it will die in 15 seconds. You are moving through the group with the golem, basically. And that can be problematic. So you need to maybe find a pathing that would work. Right? You say, I'm going to grab it with my pet, but I'm going to leave the group a tad early, and I'm going to make a curve in front of the boss with my messenger. Up to you. You need to see what works for you. I usually go the other way. As in, I grab it ASAP after I give boons, and then I go a large C curve around. Like I can. Are you still at the boss there, Gavin?
Sorry, again?
It's Gavin, not Kevin. Gavin.
Ah.
You're outside the school. Falco, are you still in the at Doom? Okay. I'll show you my pathing. You can try different things. Like these are possibilities that are available to you. Maybe you can do something similar with your Scourge. I don't know. Right? You need to find out. I find out things as I play. Still, after all this time. Yeah, you can use a Scourge portal, whatever. The messenger normally spawns here, right where I put markers. You are stacking here with the Soul Split. I get Soul Split. I give boons. I give heals. I heal people. Then I aggro it, and then I run like this. Right, the golem will follow me like this. I make the C curve. I run like this, and then I go back into the team. And by the time I'm in the team, the golem is dead. I give some boons here. And then I take my green over here. That's my version. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the boons are extremely important. So you can say, I learned to kite, but I'm looking at how quickly do I reboon the group as just after the Soul Split, because they lose all their boons, right? You can see your responsibility, how quickly you are at putting back the boons on the group. That could be one criteria you want to look into when you improve your kiting, right? It's not just you run around, look pretty with the golems. It's not like you're a dog walker. You're not. You're supposed to give boons in critical moments. And you have to be guaranteed all throughout. So you could look into that. How can I be faster at that or better at that? Sprout said, I learned as a tank that before Doom ending the Soul Split stacking mechanic, I can stay in there and not die. So that I don't have to move the boss at all. Very good. A good tank is a tank that doesn't move the boss. In the eyes of a DPS player. Okay, so if there are no further questions, I think we were quite productive here. We have new kiters, new tanks, so we can be very happy that when we LFG, we don't need to wait as long, because we have now more people who can do it. If you have no further questions, that's all I had planned for now. I might do more stuff later on. If you want to learn how to do the greens or any special role, obviously you're welcome to stay on the Discord, but you can also reach out, and we are happy to accommodate a learning opportunity for you. Okay?
Thank you for the lead and teachings.
It was my great pleasure. Of course, you're welcome.
Thank you, guys. See you later.
Thank you. See you, Space Gun.
Bye.
Wow, thank you, Ma.
Have a good one. I enjoyed myself. Bye bye.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.